Well, we have Dave Lang here today, trustee with the South Orange County Community College District. Nice to see you again.
Ken, thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. And new semesters have started, right? The fall.
They have indeed. We are underway, and things are going well. Let me mention just to kick off the fall semester, we actually were privileged to host Paul Grossman, who's a retired civil rights attorney from the Office for Civil Rights at the U.S. Department of Education, and he was at our annual Chancellor's opening session. That's an event that involves basically everybody on campus, faculty, administrators, staff, that talk about some of the high-level initiatives that we have at the college.
Okay, is that, you hold that sort of at the start of every year, every fall, I guess I should say?
We do.
Okay.
We do. And that's something that the Chancellor holds. I think you've got a slide on that somewhere in here. I'm sort of jumping out of order on you here, Ken, but here he is. And Mr. Grossman basically was there to talk about the student equity initiatives, particularly as it relates to accommodate those students that have disabilities. And it was really an honor to have him as a speaker and present what was a very important topic for us. And those are a couple of photos that show you that event.
All right, very good. And you also have a new board member as well?
We do. We've had some change on our board in recent times. And the latest is we were sad to see Nancy Padberg retire due to medical reasons, but so we went through a process whereby we selected a replacement trustee for her, and out of that, Dr. Terry Witt was elected from a pool of very qualified candidates, I should add, and was sworn in on Monday, August 24th. Dr. Witt just brings a wealth of education experience to our board. She started as a professor at Saddleback College back in 1976, serving in their nursing program. She's also has extensive community service background. She's worked with the California Disaster Medical Assistant Team during Hurricanes Katrina and Rita. To name just a few of the things that she's done, and we're really, really happy to see Terry on board. This is a position, of course, that will come up again for election both in 2016 and 2018, and then we'll be back on the normal election cycle. Okay,
so we'll get her on maybe.
She would be a great person
Fantastic.
To have on 6 here, absolutely.
So she's filling in for the remainder of this one term, is that correct?
She's really the newly appointed trustee for that position and will serve until the 2016 election.
Okay, all right, very good. And the classes started for fall. When did they start, mid-August?
They have. They started in August for fall semester, and students are already sitting in classes and learning. But I wanted to point out, at least relative to Emeritus Institute, it's not too late for your folks to still get into classes. At this point, they'll probably need to get approval from the professor, and there's a Facebook page that's on the screen that people can use to access that. So I would, obviously we have a very robust and important emeritus program at both of our colleges, both Saddleback and Irvine, and we obviously love to see the folks from this community be involved in those programs.
We often have on one of the instructors from there, which is very nice.
You do. I wanted to mention one other thing, which I think is on your next slide, and that is that in IVC's emeritus program, we really had some good news lately. Pam Shader, one of our instructors in the program, held a painting workshop for the blind, and several of the Emeritus Arts students were awarded blue ribbons in the juried art show at the Orange County Fair.
And, great.
Just really proud of the work that Pam is doing and the work that our students are doing in that program.
Very nice. And on the next slide, we're seeing about solar decathlon.
Yeah,
Now,
we wanted to highlight
this looks very interesting.
Yeah, we wanted to highlight that program for you because it's probably not one that's real well known, although it has gotten some fairly good press lately. And that is that our colleges are competing in the Solar Decathlon program, which is sponsored by the U.S. Department of Energy. Both Saddleback and Irvine Valley College have teamed up with UCI and Chapman College to represent what's called the Team Orange in this competition. They're now in full swing designing and building Casa del Sol, which is a net zero solar powered, cost effective and energy efficient house. It's really a life-changing experience for those students that are involved in the program. We've got IVC students that are going to be responsible for some of the engineering tech work, electrical, drafting, and recycling. Saddleback students will be involved in the architecture, interior design, construction, and code compliance. And it's just a great opportunity for our students to develop their leadership skills, team skills, and working with each other, and problem-solving abilities.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
And I think what's great about that is you are bringing in students and instructors from several different disciplines, architecture, obviously, and drafting, designing. I think that's really well. Where's this house being built, by the way?
It's going to be built at the Great Park. Well, actually, the house has now been delivered to IVC.
Okay.
So they're working at it on the campus there, but eventually it will wind up at the Great Park in Irvine. There's a competition there where people will be able to go and see the work from October 8th to October 18th. And obviously they'll be competing against other teams.
That'll be fun.
And it should be a great program.
All right, make sure if you remember, send us a notice on that and we can publicize that.
Absolutely.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think your folks would be very interested to see that.
All right, we've got a nice, well, we always talk about performances here and guitar performance.
There's a couple of things going on at both of the colleges, so I wanted to highlight a few of those things for you. You can see from the slide some of the particulars, but our own guitar instructor, Randy Pyle, is going to be performing music that's been from Joaquin Rodrigo and Cuban composer and guitarist Leo Brouwer. He comes from a family of famous Cuban musicians. This should be a great show. Your folks should come check it out.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And the next one is for Saddleback College, backed by popular demand, is Vladimir Komiakov, who's going to perform a piano recital that features classical and romantic favorites before he goes on his Russian tour. One of the things I want to mention is that Mr. Komiakov began taking piano lessons at the ripe old age of 4, and at the age of 10 performed his first solo with the Russian Philharmonic.
All right.
Really a tremendous thing, and encourage you to go. At IVC, we've got the Dan Saint Marseille, which is a group of musicians, a quartet that's going to be performing at that school. They'll be featuring the music of Stan Getz, one of the all-time great tenor saxophonists, and should be very entertaining.
All right, that's up at IVC.
It is, and then finally at IVC, again highlighting the tremendous music program that we've got there under the leadership of Steve Rochford. They're going to be hosting their 7th annual music alumni concert in September, and this music program has had such a great impact on everybody. We've got such talent that's involved in this program. I'd encourage folks to come out and see it.
All right, and by the way, all this information you can find out on the website right there, soccd.edu. David, always a pleasure to see you. A lot of good stuff happening. I'll look forward to that solar decathlon. That's going to be a lot of fun.
We'll get some more information over to you, Ken.
Yeah,
Thank you
I'll
for
enjoy
having
that.
me
Good
again.
to see you, and we'll be right back.
Okay, great.